My name's Nasser Hussain. This is a presentation on codes and poetry. I work at Leeds Beckett University, and it's 2018 here at the Sabotage Awards. I'm sorry, are none of you fluent with Morse? Because all of that information is here. Maybe semaphore is better for you. I am here to talk about codes today. The purpose of talking about codes started a long time ago when I met a fellow named Brian Dutton at the University of Leeds Brotherton Library. He was sitting there with a bunch of racing forums and engaged me in a bit of conversation. He found out that I was doing a PhD in literature, and he said, "Oh, that's great. I've solved the Shakespeare authorship problem." So I had to engage. He pulled out his book, Let Shakespeare Die, Long Live the Merry Madcap Lord Roger Manners, Earl of Rutland, the real Shakespeare. In this text, which he self-published, he breaks down the sonnets and discovers inside of the poems a code that screams, "I am the Earl of Rutland." He selectively anagrams lines. This is sonnet 65, the original Shakespearean poem. And through a long process of misreading, anagramming, and just toying with the poems, he comes up with new ways of reading it. So when he sees the word all, A-double-L, he thinks needle, and from needle to prick, and from prick to, well, and through this kind of linguistic decoding and misreading of the sonnets, he rereads words like mortality and creates completely new readings of Shakespeare. And this is not my reading, but when he reads mortality, he gets to titwank. And in a moment, because this is PechaKucha and now I'm improvising, you'll see what he does at the end of this process of taking apart sonnet 65. He comes up with an elucidation, which I've re-spaced back into a sonnet. So, since brass, nor stone, nor earth, nor boundless sea cannot evade relentless time, nor ephemeral dick held in mortity's oscillating power, then how against this heavenly rage shall champ hold out when boundless tits do stroke the road towards God? I don't really need to go much further about it. This is another code. It looks like a pretty simple group photograph, vintage style. But this is a class of cryptologists, and they're spelling a phrase. And much of this is cribbed from William Sherman's article, How to Make Anything Signify Anything. Collectively, in groups of 5, they're spelling out the phrase, "knowledge is power." And it's based on whether or not the person is facing the camera or slightly off. If you're facing the camera, it's an A. If you're off, it's a B. Groups of 5 letters groups of 5 can be translated into letters. This is Francis Bacon's biliteral cipher, in which anything can signify anything. These roots, if it has a little hook on it, it's a B. If it's straight, it's an A. These roots spell Francis Bacon. These coins, I've taken a crack at it myself, are saying hi. All of this is an effort to engage with sort of the thickness of representation itself. I should probably take this next slide down. Why is 20 seconds so long? These books on my bookshelf at home are still there, and they're telling my wife to get out of my study, whether or not they're upside down or right side up. They're spelling phrases. This idea that codes are around us at all times and at all points is something that I'm really interested in, because it kind of sets up this sort of conspiracy almost. This paragraph is an anagram of this paragraph. This paragraph is the patent for Lego, which Christian Book has translated turned into a translation of Democritus, The Great Order of the Universe. This is one of my poems from a new book called Skywriting that's coming out in October. Code Eco Deck, or Decode. That's the poem, but it really represents these 4 airports and can be mapped onto the planet as this. It's kind of a spy itinerary, if you look really close. So I'm fascinated with the ways in which poetry is kind of a puzzle and a set of codes that we unlock over and over and over again. This is one of my students created these iPhone poems. And I love the sort of paranoia that maybe your phone is trying to tell you something that's loaded into these things. So it says, love isn't just a word, hate isn't just an idea, but cake is for life. Which he spells out in apps. That kind of lateral thinking is kind of what's at stake in literature, and it's the reason why things can be more surprising. And it's the old question, how is a raven like a writing desk? That's the Poe. You laugh, you know your Poe, good. And I want us to think about how it's possible to unlock the potential in the language that's just lying around us all the time. A kind of world that signifies over and over and over again. I'll let you think about that select for a moment. For the observant among you as well, there's been another code behind this. Behind the backgrounds on these slides are patterned. And they're spelling thank you. And I'd like to thank you all for listening to this very obtuse presentation.